I think the first time I really was like, this is maybe something I want to pursue. I was probably 6, 5, and it was Muppets Treasure Island, the classic, with Tim Curry. And I just thought Tim Curry was just he was just an electric person, and he was having so much fun and entertaining, and so that was the first time I was got kind of this is something you can do professionally, and there's a career path here. Then I got older, and I was maybe 14, 15, and I saw Panic in Needle Park with Al Pacino. It's one of the great performances, I think, and I was so it doesn't have to, it can be this big entertaining thing like Tim Curry, or you can do something incredibly subtle. I mean, I've tried it all. That's the thing so far at this point. I mean, I've done kids television, I've done teen dramas, I've done subsequently, movies and television shows, and I just did a movie with Eve Hewson called Paper Year, and I did a television miniseries called Tut with Sir Ben Kingsley about Tutankhamun, the Egyptian pharaoh. It's been great, and I just kind of want to continue to do that. I mean, as an actor, when you see the kind of field of all these things that you can do, and it's not a monolith, and you can be a comedic actor, a dramatic actor, any kind of actor, theater, stage, pantomime. When you start to really widen, you're so what is it I like to do? I like to entertain, I like to tell stories. And part of that is then you start thinking about writing and directing and production. I've kind of seen directing kind of take a larger role in my life as far as what I want to do, writing and directing. I like to be a part of a group, I think, people who are storytellers, who are hopefully an example of our society and what's great about being human, and not with who we are as people, by the way, by the roles that we play. At its best, what we're capable of doing is transforming ourselves so that people can be transported to a different place. And then also, I just like entertainment. I think that there's this kind of very heady, this is what an actor is, and this is what being an artist is. But then at the same time, I also like things that are fun. There is so many ways to be an entertainer. There's so many ways to be an artist now because of the internet, because of our way of life. So location is not an option anymore. It's just not an option anymore. Oh, I live here, it's quiet. So go out there and do something. Doesn't matter. We all live in the same city now, which is the internet. We all live here, and so doing it in LA or New York, or this is the cultural hub. Sure, there's definitely places you can be with people, but if you're being vigilant and checking out, and you really watch trends, and you can and you're an artist, you can contribute to the narrative, our human narrative, from wherever you are. I am the most competitive person in the world, but my only competition is myself. I don't see the point of competing with other people. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense because they offer the world something completely different than you do. You can put all that competition that if you put it externally, it's kind of poisonous. But if you put that competition internally, then you can actually better yourself. When all the things aren't sliding into place, when the gears and the machinery of your ambition, curiosity, your wants and desires, when the gears of that come to a kind of a screeching kind of slow, how do you self-motivate? How do you keep yourself busy? And I've always really, really admired people for their vocations and hobbies, because those, to me, that's how you keep sane. Because when you don't get to control where your ship goes, you get to show up to work, do your best, and put your best foot forward, and kind of maneuver the ship as best to catch the best wind, putting yourself in front of the bullet of opportunity. I can wake up every morning and I can write. I can wake up every morning and I can write music. And those are the things that you're in control of. And then at a certain point, it's about having this well-oiled outlet that as you create things, you can throw it into this kind of universe, and the universe then starts to do whatever it wants with it. But I think the thing that I enjoy the most is the creation part of it, and so that you can do every day. So I think the question of the kind of existential dread that is waiting for the phone to ring for anyone's business or anyone's passion can be solved with purely, there are things that you can wake up and do that make you happy. And if you're happy and you're filled up, your well is full, so you're not energetically empty. If your well is full, as opportunity comes to you, you can kind of use that opportunity and make it into something you want to do.